Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about a revelation made by McLaren CEO Zak Brown, as well as an update on the 2026 driver market. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description. But let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with McLaren, with CEO Zak Brown saying that he'd be open to re-signing Carlos Sainz. Now, Sainz drove for McLaren between 2019 and 2020, but at the end of 2020 he left the team for Ferrari and stayed there until the end of 2024, but because he was replaced by Lewis Hamilton at the team in 2025, Sainz went to Williams. Now, Sainz did well when he was at McLaren. He secured multiple podiums, and as we know, the team are doing very well at the moment, with them being in championship contention. But right now, both Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri remain under long-term contracts. But should a vacancy arise, Brown has no issues signing Sainz. He told Marsa, as quoted by Racing News 365, "If we had a free spot, of course, we would consider Carlos. But right now we have Lando and Oscar under contract for several years. But if for some reason the situation changes and Carlos is available, I have his phone number in my address book." Now, for me, I think Sainz is going to be at Williams for a very long time. He's committed to the project. I think he wants to help Williams get back to the front of the grid. And I think he's excited to see where the team are in 2026 and beyond. As we know, that's when the new regulations are coming into play, and Williams have made no secret that they've put a lot of focus on 2026, and it's also been widely reported that Mercedes could have the best engine for the new regulations. And as we know, Williams use Mercedes engines, and if Williams have got the car right, they could be in a really good position in 2026 and beyond. But let's move on to what's happening in the driver market, and we'll start with Cadillac. As we know, there'll be a new entry to the grid in 2026, and they'll need two drivers to fill their seats. And I think they'll want one of them to be an experienced driver, someone who knows this sport, and Sergio Perez could be a really good option. He's raced with Red Bull, he's won multiple Grand Prix. But then you've got Zhou Guanyu. Now, Zhou hasn't won a Grand Prix in Formula 1, but he's got several years of experience in the sport. He's currently a reserve driver with Ferrari, and he's looking to make his way back on to the grid. So Zhou could be an option for Cadillac as well. And it's been reported that both Perez and Zhou are both reportedly in contract negotiations with Cadillac. So it will be interesting to see if Cadillac go with one or both of those drivers. Now, away from Cadillac, there's also the George Russell question. Now, this is the last year of Russell's contract with Mercedes, and while he has performed to a really high standard and I think has really stepped into the team leader role in 2025, Russell and Mercedes have still not laid down a timetable for finalising a contract for next season, and that's opened the question of, could Mercedes be waiting to see what's going on with Max Verstappen? And in 2024, Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff made no secret of his desire to sign Verstappen. He was very open about it. And recently, the race reported that sources suggest that Russell and Red Bull team principal Christian Horner have had some informal chats over recent weeks, so are aware of each other's situations, even if things have not advanced to full-on talks about a race deal. And while Russell has not responded to that speculation, he has spoken about the driver market and what could be coming in 2026, with him telling The Athletic, as quoted by Racing News 365, "The fact is, if you have a contract and you don't perform, the team finds a way of getting rid of you. Performance is our only currency, and if you perform, the rest sorts itself out. When people aren't satisfied, people want change, so let's see next year. I think it will be an interesting summer." Now, for me, I think Russell is pretty relaxed about his contract situation. Yes, it runs out at the end of this year, but he's performing really well, and he's bound to get an offer at some point, whether that be re-signing with Mercedes or another top team. I think it's bound to happen. And another reason why I think he's relaxed about it is because he went on to say that it was an abnormal situation that so many drivers had long-term deals, with him going on to say, "When Lewis was at Mercedes, they never discussed the contract prior to June or July. It was always the summer. The abnormal part is probably how many drivers have signed so early on. I feel a lot of drivers who are fixated on trying to secure their futures are maybe ones who don't have as much self-belief in themselves and feel the need to have that security." But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.